Okay, so as you can probably tell by the mess, we are back from vacation. Lake Powell was so sick. Because my FX3 was down for the count, I had to use the A7R5 as my only camera for the week. And I used it exactly how I would have used my FX3. I rigged it up, I put an anamorphic lens, I shot the Helios on it, and it did great. It shot, like I said, it shot 4K, 10-bit 422 footage, S-Log 3, the whole 9 yards, and it shot wonderful. I did want to use some 4K 120 at times, and I couldn't because I didn't have that. Not a huge deal, but because I was filming like the jet skis, I thought 4K 120 would have been cool. I was worried about it overheating, and it never did. Granted, I didn't use it for a long time, especially in the sun. I was filming and also enjoying time with the family, so it wasn't like I was just full on filming. But it didn't overheat even in the hot sun of Lake Powell. I actually prefer using the body of the A7R5 over my ZV-E1 because of one thing, and that is a full-size HDMI. The mini HDMI on my ZV-E1 honestly hasn't really been working lately, and even when it was working, that mini HDMI sucks. The cord sucks. Can we just put full-size HDMIs on every camera ever? Can we just do it? Because the mini HDMI honestly is the worst. It almost makes the ZV-E1 at some point a little unusable because I can't attach a monitor to it, which obviously I could attach my phone and USB-C it, but then I'm using my phone. So the A7R5 using a full-size HDMI helped so much, being able to have my monitor and get the shots that I wanted, make sure the exposure was right. And I think the shots turned out incredible. I did quite a bit in the harsh daylight. I was able to hurry and switch to photo mode to get some photos of my family surfing and my in-laws surfing, which was fun. And then even in photo mode, hitting the record button, I mean, granted, it's shooting Rec 709, but it's good quality video. It's solid. Like, it is what it is. It's good for capturing memories. The A7R5 did everything that I needed it to do. Once it got dark, honestly, I felt like it helped me realize that I've been overexposing my dark scenes too much. Because I couldn't use 12,800 ISO, I was limited to 3,200. The dark scenes that I shot, the night scenes that I shot, honestly looked more like night scenes. It didn't look like I was overcompensating and making them look brighter than they were supposed to be, which was pretty cool. I think that there are some shots that I could get on the FX3 that I couldn't get on the A7R5 because of that. However, it did a great job. Ironically, very, very ironically, while I was in Lake Powell, my FX3 is down. I'm using the A7R5. The FX5 came out. And it came out on my son's birthday, and I had to try really hard not to be fully engulfed in YouTube videos on my son's birthday because it's his first birthday. So I ended up watching most of them the day after. But the FX5 is a sick camera. I don't think it's necessary for anybody, to be honest. I don't think anybody needs the FX5, but I do think that it is an upgrade. A lot of people say that if you have the FX3, don't upgrade to the FX5, and I, for the most part, agree with that. Here's where I think possibly you might want to upgrade. For me, I've been looking into upgrading to something that shoots internal RAW. I love red footage. I love red RAW, and I have worked with it, and I love what it looks like. And I've been looking on maybe investing into something like a Komodo or a Komodo X. The FX5 allows me to get into Sony's RAW footage at a somewhat affordable price. I can't say I'm going to buy the FX5. I think that there are too many things that I can't wrap my head around, including, like, I want the FX6 body. I want what internal NDs are on the FX6, but I also want RAW and 32-bit float audio and a bigger screen and all these other things. So I'm going to have an internal battle for a while, and when it's mostly internal, it's also going to be a little external because my wife's going to hear all of it. But I can't really do anything until I can afford it anyways. So I'm going to love my FX3. I'm going to tolerate my ZV-E1. And I'm probably going to start introducing the A7R5 into more shoots because I think the footage looked phenomenal. So, moral of the story is the camera that you have right now is good enough. I know I'm saying that from a position of shooting on camera bodies that are well over $2,000 besides the ZV-E1, but I really, really mean it. Quick story for you. When I first started getting into videography, I had the A7 III, and that was the stuff. Everybody wanted the A7 III back in 2020, and I got it. I had the A7 III, and I had a kit lens on it. The guy that got me into video, shout out Colton Stone, he had an A6400 and a Sigma 30 millimeter 1.4. And the stuff that he created was far better than anything I could touch with an A7 III body. Now, if I went to it now, I think I could do better with an A7 III and the right lens. But understanding where picture quality comes from, understanding what parts of the picture are made up, whether it's through the lens, through the camera body, through whatever, through the lighting, that all matters so much more. So no matter what you're shooting on, if you're shooting on an iPhone or a $500, $1,000, $2,000 camera, learn the basics of lighting. Now, I was lazy. This is harsh light. This isn't good lighting. This setup's not good. At some point, you just kind of give up and say, I'm just going to freaking throw up some sort of light, even though it's harsh. And I'm just going to get this done because I've been procrastinating making YouTube videos for a couple years now. When you're trying to increase your video quality, increase your skills. Once your skills and the camera body that you have aren't getting the job done, increase your skills again. And then look at a camera body. But also, don't let any internet strangers tell you what you should or shouldn't do. If you want to go buy the camera, go buy the camera. Trying to stop you from making a mistake that I have made before, I would say invest in your lenses, invest in your lighting, invest in your audio, and then upgrade your camera body. But you know the camera you have, and honestly, you know the camera you want, and I'm not going to stop you from buying your dream camera. So that being said, the camera that you have right now is totally fine. Here, hope you've seen the footage from the A7R5. That is a 60 megapixel camera. I remember when I was filming, I noticed a little bit of rolling shutter with the anamorphic lens specifically, but even then, it really wasn't that much, and I got some awesome shots. So, but that's being really picky. And the reality is that you can make really cool stuff with what you have. So comment down below what your current camera setup is and what your dream camera setup is. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.